historically known. They could see it by sunrise. And as I was saying to my colleague earlier on, Stephen Methven, who did a stellar job, my goodness, of hosting this show after Michael Walker, Michael as well, of course, did a stellar job before him. Previous flotillas haven't got this close. They're now less than 50 nautical miles away from Gaza. Of course, a nautical mile is slightly more than a regular mile. And a regular mile, of course, is what about 1,600 meters. So it's just over 1.5 kilometers. You can see the convoy there on the screen. It is extraordinarily close to Gaza. Extraordinarily close. This is a convoy, a flotilla, a freedom flotilla of people trying to take food, aid, baby formula to that red strip of land you can see on your screen. That red strip, if we can just maybe zoom out a bit and you can just see the Gaza Strip. If we can just, that tiny red strip, maybe a bit more so we can see the Gaza Strip just against the sort of broader region. That red strip on your screen, by weight, has been subject to more munitions, i.e. bombs, than London, Dresden, and Hamburg combined for the entirety of the Second World War. That tiny, tiny red strip. It has been subject to the worst crime of the 21st century, without doubt. When people say, why are you talking about Palestine? Why don't you talk about this other thing? And what, we should talk about a ton of other stuff too. We do, by the way, here on Novara. People who have focused on Israel-Palestine for very historic reasons, very specific reasons, not least that Britain was responsible for Palestine until 1948. But that tiny strip of land has been subject to more munitions, like I say, than Dresden, Berlin, London, across the whole of the Second World War. They could see that land by daybreak. It's now 2:26 in the morning in the Eastern Mediterranean. The sun will be rising in about 5 hours and 50 minutes. In a way, that would be a victory. It wouldn't be a victory for the people of Gaza, but it would be a moral victory of sorts. Because it would really, I think, reflect the reality of the situation, which is Israel has had to logistically deal with something which is very hard to deal with. A flotilla of dozens of ships with people from across 44 countries involved, mass media coverage, some really famous, well-known people on there, like Greta Thunberg, of course, kidnapped, arrested. I won't dignify her treatment by the IDF with using the word arrest. Kidnapped by the IDF earlier this evening. This is new, and that's why they have gotten so close, or they are so close. I'm not going to speak in the past tense. They are so close. They're getting closer. As you can see, that ship, the Jean 2, which may be on the brink of being intercepted, is still moving forward, and there are 12 boats in front of it. I don't know if we're going to be joined by Helena later on tonight. It would be good to get Helena's perspective. We're so lucky here on Novara Media, just different range of voices. John McDonnell, Stephen, of course, Michael Walker, Kieran earlier on. Quite extraordinary. Maybe we will leave this feed for now, and I'll come back in a couple of minutes